All right, everybody, welcome back. So, this is going to be episode 109 of my continuing layout rebuild series that I'm working on here. And I just want to welcome everybody back. We're post Springfield, and the Springfield Show madness is finally behind us, and now I can start concentrating on going back to work in this layout. So, but before I get into any type of layout updates, I want to talk to you about an event that's coming up on May 31st to June 1st. It's going to be the New England Northeast Railroad Prototype Modelers Meet. And you can go to their website and check it out. But if you haven't been to this type of an event, I would highly recommend you do so. I will tell you that some lifelong friendships have been developed here at some of these meets, and this one here is near and dear to me. So actually this year I'm going to be a presenter, and also this layout is going to be part of an open house. So I have to get quite a bit done between now and June 2nd. So if you're attending the show, there's a good chance you'll be able to see this layout in person. So I have a lot of work to do. In order to prepare for that work, I had to break everything up in phases because there is a lot here. My goal is to have the main line up and running before the prototype meet. So in order to do that, I had to take an inventory of what I have to do to get to that level. So I broke it up into phases, and right now I have 5 phases. The first being mainline bench work. I still have to construct new bench work for the main line. That would be phase 1. That'll be done in February. Phase 2 will be track installation as well as cork. Phase 3 is wiring. Phase 4 is center peninsula. Phase 5 and phase 4 and 5 is probably going to be in the same month of May. And basically phase 5 is painting the backdrop. So there's a lot to do. But again, if you are considering going to this show, I would definitely highly recommend it. I will leave a link to registration in my video description. And I'm also going to leave a link to the contest room from the recent prototype meet. And then you'll see some of the modelers there are just phenomenal. And you know, the pictures don't do it justice. To see it up close is, I have no words to describe it. So it's definitely something not to miss. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you in detail the phases that I'm going to need to get done in order to achieve this goal of having the main line running. So let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, I'll start showing you the different phases. All right, so this is phase 1, and basically in phase 1 I'm going to be working on the actual mainline benchwork construction. So I'm modeling Bridgeport, Connecticut in the 1940s, 1950s, 1960s, and I'm going to be modeling the elevated portion of the track. So the area you see here is New Haven, but as we go around the layout, this whole area is going to be a elevated track, and it's going to start right around there. And the track is slowly going to go up to a incline of 3.5 inches once it gets around to the other side of the layout. And then in just a second, I'm going to show you where the actual layout was cut. Originally, this track was at different levels when there was the H&H. So let's take a look at underneath, and I'll show you what it looks like underneath. There's some plates I'm going to have to remove. So I put some plates underneath the bench work to keep it stable when I installed it. I knew eventually I'm going to have to lift this area up to make it the elevated portion of the track, but it shouldn't be too hard to lift that one section once I take the plates out. Now, that section is going to go into this 4x8 sheet of plywood that I have here with Homosewn on top. And this piece is going to be cut into 4 different sections. And you can see where I'm pointing to right now is the actual elevated portion of the main line. Now that elevated portion will slowly rise, and once it gets to the other side, it's going to be at 3.5 inches. But essentially, I'm going to have to take this piece of plywood and cut it into 4 different pieces. One piece being the main line, the front section being where it hooks into the lift bridge, and then the back section is going to hook into the actual center peninsula. So now you can see the other side, and what you're looking at here is Jenkins Curve in Bridgeport. And those are my ribbon rails that I'm using to determine the actual track radiuses. And the smallest one is going to be 32, then it's going to go to 34, then it's going to go to 36, and then the outer main is going to be 38. So if you can see where the power plant is, that is going to be the entrance to Lower Bridgeport Yard. So the entire front section of that 4x8 sheet is going to be dropped down approximately 2 inches to meet the other bench work. So what I decided to do is replace the tabletop with a brand new piece of wood, just for this section only. The existing section that I'm pointing to now with my finger is going to be coming out. It's in too many pieces underneath there. It's in 3 sections, and it's just not going to work. So it's easier to put a new piece in and start from scratch, just for that section there. Now the piece that I'm holding up right now is going to be the elevated portion of the track, and that's going to be raised up with risers. And off to the left of that is going to be the Lower Bridgeport Yard, which can probably consist of 3 tracks. And as we move down, and this is all Bridgeport, and as we move down, this is still part of the lower yard. I'm putting in the roundhouse that was once there. And what we're going to do here is I'm going to extend the main line, and it's actually going to circle the entire helix. So all new bench work is going on top of the helix next. And one thing I have to remember is I'm going to have to cut a special piece to get around the friendly lolly column that's sitting there. Now that I have the proper tools, I'll be able to cut a custom piece around this lolly column, and hopefully it's not going to give me too much of a hard time. So in phase 2, I'm going to be concentrating on my track installation and also my cork installation. Now, what I'm pointing to right now is just the main lines on this layout. Now, I'm sure I said this in previous videos, but this is a two-track main through this entire layout. But once the 2 tracks come together, I'm going to give the illusion of a 4-track main like the prototype that goes through Bridgeport and New Haven. So all this cork is going to have to come out. New cork is going to be going in, And one of the other things I'm going to have to do in this area is make the adjustments on these bridges so I can get the track in as well. These bridges easily lift out, and they're made out of foam core, so they're very light and they're very easy to work with. In addition to the main lines, after they're up and running, I'm going to be installing some new sidings and some motor storage as well, but that's going to come in a later video. So another part of phase 2 is going to be cutting this top section back. Obviously this came off of somebody else's layout, so I'm going to have to make the necessary modifications to make room for the main line. And the main line is going to continue around that whole section, and it's going to come around the Cedar Hill Roundhouse. Again, all this cork's got to come out, new cork's got to go in. And as it comes around the engine facilities of Cedar Hill, it's going to go past the brand new car facilities that this layout actually never had. And this is something that I added as a feature to this layout and possibly some future operations. So as the main line goes in, it's going to start branching off, and that is going to be for the Cedar Hill yard for this layout, or my version of Cedar Hill anyway. And again, all these tracks eventually are going to go in, but right now I'm concentrating just on the main. So after doing some measuring and some calculations, I'm going to be putting in 300 feet of main line on this layout. And right now, the only thing I have in stock is 15 pieces of track and 1 box of cork. So I am saving up for the next phase of this, and it's not going to be cheap. So I need about 100 pieces of track to do this job. So stay tuned. So welcome to phase 3. Phase 3 is going to be wiring of the main lines. And what you see in front of you is all I have left of my wiring. So not only am I short on track, but I am very, very short on wires. So I'm going to see where I can get some bigger spools. But I'm going to need quite a bit of power buses to go around the entire main line. Yeah, I need a lot of wires. So basically, between the power bus and also the feeders that come down to the power bus, I'm going to have to order a significant amount of wire. So that is also going to be something that I'm saving up for, and hopefully ordered soon. So in the final 2 phases of this project, which is going to be phases 4 and 5, I'm going to concentrate on the Center Peninsula. But basically what I'm doing here, the Center Peninsula is going to be consisted of 2 areas of Bridgeport. One being Housatonic Avenue, where what we're looking at right now. And then also on the other side, where I'm pointing to that building, that is going to be Seaview Avenue. Now, where my finger is pointing to that level of the building, that's how much I'm raising one side of the Center Peninsula. I'll explain more in a future video why I'm doing that, but it's going to be essentially 2 separate sections of the layout. And like I said, one's going to be Housatonic Avenue, and this, what we're looking at now, is Seaview Avenue. Now, Seaview Avenue is probably one of my favorite parts of the layout that I had on my previous layout, so much so that I saved all the track from that section. So that track right there is dedicated to rebuilding of Seaview Avenue, and that is also going to be all street running. So I'm looking forward to building this section here. So another part of phases 4 and 5 is actually painting the backdrop, and I have all the paint ready. I just have to take the time, move everything back, cover it up, and then paint. I got 26 feet of backdrop to do, so it shouldn't take too long, but hopefully I can get it done in time. So finally, what I'd like to get done is to install all the fascia pieces. Now, all my fascia is cut to size and ready to go in. I just have to make the time to actually do it. I have about 80% of my fascia cut. I'm going to have to get some custom pieces cut, and I probably have to buy 2 to 3 more 4x8 sheets of 1/8 inch hardboard to complete this project, because I'm going to have to do both sides of the layout. So this module is going to be part of a new series that I'm going to be starting in July. Now, I'm hopefully going to have this module done for the Springfield show for 2025. And I'm going to be taking probably a good part of the summer to start it, and then hopefully finish it before the holidays. This module was given to me by another club member, and it was originally 2 tracks. And what I did is I upgraded it to a 3-track module with some switching. And it's been in this state for about 3 years now. So I decided that I need to get this thing scenic for the shows. And I finally figured out how I'm going to model this and what I'm going to model. But I'm going to reveal that in July. Once that time comes. What I will say is this will be a modern module. So I just want to talk about my channel just for a few minutes. And in 2024, I'm going to be providing quite a bit of layout update videos. And that is due to the fact the amount of work that I'm going to be starting this coming Monday in preparation for the prototype meet open house. Now, in addition to all the phases I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be adding in at least weekly update videos on the construction, the track installation, the cork, and also I'm going to be testing out all the track work and providing videos of trains running. So in addition to that, I'm probably going to be doing some type of operation videos going forward for the channel as well. One of the additions that you're going to see on the channel this year is monthly how-to videos. These videos may vary from soldering to staining wood for your Craftsman kits, and maybe even building some Craftsman kits. My recent coverage of the 2024 Amherst Railroad Hobby Show proved to be very successful, and my subscribers and also folks that are not subscribed to my channel really seem to enjoy the week-long post-Springfield show coverage. So be prepared for next year, because I will repeat that, and also I will include any other smaller shows that my club attends throughout the year. So another addition for 2024 is going to be quite a bit of railfan videos. Since May of 2023, between New York and the video you're seeing right now is Seattle, I have quite a bit of footage of a lot of trains coming through all these areas. In addition to that, I just came back from Pennsylvania and I did a bunch of railfan videos, as you can see here from the Glitzen Tunnel. I caught quite a bit of trains, but I am backlogged in videos, so you're probably going to get a couple of railfan videos per month, including this one with 2 DPUs going past each other, so that was a cool spot. But you're definitely going to see quite a bit of railfan action and coming from these different areas, so I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. All right, everybody, so I hope you enjoyed this layout update video of my plans for 2024 in regards to this layout, and also for the second half of 24 involving this layout and a new module. So this layout is going to be part of an open house on June 2nd of this year, and it's going to be part of the New England prototype meet. And just to recap, it's going to be Friday and Saturday, May 31st to June 1st. So I will be there presenting on this layout, and I am also going to be having an open house. So you'll be able to come down and, if you attend the show, and see the layout and possibly operate. So, but right now, my goal is to get this layout open house ready. So I will leave a link to the show in the description, as well as the video from the most recent prototype meet, and I videoed the modeling room. So this is Ron New Haven Rails. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button for me, because it does help. And I'm also offering channel memberships now. So if you're interested, check that out. I do members only content. So check it out, and then I will see you at the next layout update video. Have a good night, everybody.